This is an imperfect book. In fact, all books are imperfect. Every book represents a snapshot in time for the author. For me, this book was composed over several very different seasons in my life. It began while I was running my agency, continued after my agency was acquired, and was completed after I'd left the world of marketing and agency life behind. Since writing the first words of this book, I've become even more critical of the established dogma we're fed at our business schools and more conscious of how heartless and exploitative the pursuit of profit really is. I've seen how hollow most mission, vision, and values work is once a business has to sacrifice even a little bit of growth. I've seen how companies started DEI programs in the wake of George Floyd's murder and shuttered the programs once it seemed all of the good PR opportunities died down and they could hide behind the cover of inflation or a looming recession. I saw how the world responded to a global pandemic and the rush to bring people back into the office before it was safe. I watched in horror as we collectively ignored the existential threat of climate change and biodiversity collapse. As I reflect back on this book, there are many things that I would tighten up, a few things I would add, and a bunch of things I would either delete or provide a lot more context for. But most importantly, I think if I were to write this book now, I would talk about leadership more broadly, instead of limiting it to just business. Any leadership book that is framed in the context of business must always inevitably answer one big question: how will this help us grow or increase profitability? And honestly, that's just a terrible question when we're talking about people and our impact on the world around us. But in any event, I remain hopeful that this work, my offer to the leadership conversation, proves to be more useful than not. Like all of my work, I wrote this book because I want to make a contribution in the move toward a world that is kinder, safer, and more equitable. So for what it's worth, I hope I've given you some new tools, some things to think about, and at least one good reason to join me in this quest. Thanks for listening. Lovingly, Jeff Gibbard. P.S. I don't have a huge marketing budget for this book, so if you liked it, a rating and review wherever you bought it would be greatly appreciated, and it really helps expose more people to this book. My only ask is that you be honest. Additional resources for audiobook listeners only. This audiobook comes with a bunch of extras. Included in the downloadable PDF are the cheat sheets found at the end of each chapter and a workbook for you to grow as a leader. Aside from the accompanying PDF, you should check out lovableleader.com/extras for even more. As someone who often listens to audiobooks and then wishes I had the paperback or eBook to take notes on, I have this special offer for you. Get the eBook for just $3. You can also get one free 15-minute coaching session with me. You can use this to learn how to handle a tough conversation, get someone re-engaged on your team, strategize your next move, or learn how to lead upward in a situation. You'll also get access to the Lovable Leader reading list, full of books that you should definitely check out and will accompany you in your leadership journey. And finally, you can rewatch the launch event, 17 conversations with brilliant leaders, and we cover each area of the book. For support beyond the book and how to work with me, go to jeffgibbard.com/lovable.